welcome to the eagerly anticipated grand opening of the NextStar Energy in the city of Windsor, Ontario. It is my honor to join you today as Windsor's mayor and as MC for this significant moment in the history of our region. Now, much like when we gathered in 2022 to announce this transformational investment, some of our speakers today have traveled from across the country and around the globe to be with us here this morning, and we will hear from each of them in short order. First, I have the privilege of talking with you about what this project means for all of us. 4 years ago, in March of 2022, we announced the joint venture between LG Energy Solutions and Stellantis to build Canada's first large-scale EV battery manufacturing facility. The joint venture became NextStar Energy in June of that same year. By November, construction had begun, and a year later, a topping-off ceremony was held to mark the installation of the final structural steel beam. Made in Canada, of course. In October 2024, battery module production began. And by May 2025, 8 million work hours had been logged on site. Construction was officially completed in September of last year, and the 1,000th NextStar Energy employee was hired in October, and full electrode and cell production began in November 2025. And just last month, LG Energy Solutions, in a mutually agreed decision with Stellantis, announced the company was acquiring full ownership of NextStar Energy. Now, this announcement came as the 1 millionth battery cell was produced. And along that transformational timeline, and with over $5 billion invested, almost a 4.25 million square foot facility rose to become the cornerstone of Canada's advanced manufacturing battery ecosystem. With it, 1,300 direct jobs were created, building a high-skilled, future-ready workforce. And all of that made possible here at Canada's first and only commercial-scale advanced battery manufacturing company. Now, the entire journey was certainly powered by true and strong partnerships. International corporate titans across 3 orders of government to create and support the conditions needed to make to name a few. But I'm also talking about our pipeline, where we are chasing over $6 billion in further investments that could land up to an additional 4,600 employment opportunities. And even in the face of ever-evolving global economic uncertainties, we remain the revival city that is one of the most important communities to watch in Ontario and all of Canada. And that's because of so many of the folks here in this room today to whom we owe a debt of gratitude. Thank you to LGES and Stellantis for coming together to ignite the spark. Thank you to the federal and provincial governments, to Prime Minister Carney, Minister Joly, Premier Ford, Minister Fedeli, and the teams they work alongside for their collaboration and significant funding and support provided to turn a vision into reality. Thank you to our partners at Invest Windsor Essex for working to attract a project of this magnitude to our region. And thank you to my colleagues on City Council. Many of them are here with us today. They stood in support of funding our Windsor Works economic development strategy that really helped pave the way for this investment in the city of Windsor. I thank Council as well for working in lockstep with me as we focus on the long game for Windsor and for investing responsibly to protect our future. Thank you to everyone in this modern electricity ecosystem for rowing in the same direction, for getting on the same page, and committing to growth, evolution, and sustainability in Windsor Essex. What has been built here in our community will help to power the future of Ontario and Canada for generations to come. 4 years ago and today, we were ecstatic because of what this project would mean for all of us, for our country, our province, our city, our neighborhoods, our livelihoods, and of course, for families. And as the automotive and automobility capital of Canada, we have lived through the ups and downs of the sector for the past 2 decades. But throughout it all, Windsorites have worked in the automotive industry that first began along the banks of the Detroit River more than 100 years ago. And for over a century, folks have made their livings, raised their families, and invested in this community, all of that laying the foundation for our growth and our prosperity. Standing here today, we are standing at the gateway to the future, and we are powering, truly powering what's next. And I want to thank each and every one of you. With that, let's turn our attention now to a special video from NextStar Energy. And now, please welcome at the beginning the President and CEO of NextStar Energy, Mr. Danny Lee.
Well, actually, it's already good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Danny Lee, and I'm honored to stand before you today as a Chief Executive Officer of NextStar Energy. Thank you all for joining us today, and welcome to the grand opening of our world-class facility, where we come together to celebrate how NextStar Energy is leading the charge, empowering what is next. Thank you. Before I begin, I want to thank LG Energy Solutions Global CEO, David Kim, for being here today. Thank you. His leadership and the global vision of LG Energy Solutions have helped turn ambitious idea into a reality, which we are celebrating today. I also want to extend my sincere thanks to Government of Canada, the Province of Ontario, and the City of Windsor for their unwavering support, as well as our partner at Unifor. It's a great honor to welcome Premier Doug Ford, Industry Minister Mélanie Joly here today. And your support did more than just moving this project forward. It helped unleash possibility, and it has been instrumental in making NextStar Energy what it is today. Thank you. I also would like to welcome Korean Industry Minister Jung-Kwan Kim for joining us today for the spirit of collaboration that continue to strengthen the partnership between Korea and Canada. Let me first talk about why Windsor. Over the course of my career, I've been fortunate to work with LG in many different places around the world, from Korea to Germany and the United States. But let me tell you one thing, Windsor is a bit different. And here, we found something rare. We found a workforce shaped by generation of manufacturing excellence, a community that understands the pride of building something real, a city that does not just welcome manufacturing, but it embodied. Windsor was not just a logical choice, but it was right choice. Our joint venture with Stellantis was equally vital too. It anchors in one of the most important automotive ecosystem in the world and gave us a momentum to move quickly. And what followed was extraordinary. In just a few short years, we went from breaking the ground in November 2022 to hiring 1,300 employees and producing our 1 million battery cell at the facility that measured 4.23 million square feet and was built over 9,000 Canadian tradespeople. Thank you. While this journey has been defined by speed, more importantly, it has been defined by resilience. And the resilience is what we prepare us for what comes next as we are shaping the new chapter in Canadian manufacturing. Today is not just a celebration of what we have achieved. It is declaration of what we are going to, where we are going to, and how NextStar Energy is going to powering what is next. Canada stands at a transformative moment in history. Energy is changing, economies are changing, and the ability to store and deliver power will shape the future as much as the ability to generate it. This is no longer only about electric vehicle. It's about energy system too that will power homes, industry, community across the country. And today, Canada has something incredibly important, which is a world-class domestic battery manufacturing capability here in Windsor. Facility like this strengthens supply chain. It accelerates the innovation and ensures that future is built right here. In a global economy where competition is rising, countries that build a critical capability at home create lasting advantage. And NextStar Energy help Canada do exactly that. And looking ahead, our focus will continue to expand toward energy storage system, a solution that stabilizes the grid and support the renewable energy and strengthen energy security. Electric vehicle will remain essential as Canada automotive sector is evolving and attracting global investment. NextStar Energy is here to support that transformation too. But our mission is much broader. We are here to help Canada power what is next. And I have absolute confidence in the leading role our company NextStar Energy is going to play. As I conclude my remark, I'd like to close with this. To our employee, to LG Energy Solution, to our government partner, and our community, thank you for believing in what it could become. The next chapter, powered by our employee and by our ambition. It is what transformed this facility from steel and machinery into something far greater, more than a milestone. It's a signal. Canada is not just waiting for future. We are building it right here at home. And none of this would be made possible without your tireless dedication and hard work. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Ontario's Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation, and Trade, and more importantly, our biggest advocate of NextStar Energy, Minister Fideli. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Danny's. Everybody, so much has already been said, but today's celebration, as you all know, has been years in the making, and it is the product of true collaborative effort, as you have heard over and over. You know, when we first met, with South Korea's LG Energy Solutions in 2021 to explore the future of global battery production. And we were there to underscore the people. Ontario's capacity is with us all to lead this movement. We showed them that Ontario brings together the stability, industrial capacity, and skilled talent that is necessary to turn this generational opportunity into reality. While we're oceans apart, discussions remained grounded in mutual trust, collective ambition, and a shared resolve. And in 2022, as you heard, we proudly welcomed NextStar as Ontario's first large-scale EV battery manufacturer. That was such an exciting day, Mayor. When the global economic landscape shifted, NextStar remained steadfast. They adopted their vision, they diversified their offerings, and are now doubling down on Windsor. They scaled their operations into large-scale energy storage for industry, critical infrastructure, and the technologies that are going to drive our future. So today's grand opening is a testament to why our government continues to lead trade missions and to advance diplomatic ties. It's to build this enduring, trusted partnerships that bring home jobs and investments and landmark investments to fruition. This plant is built for the long term and will be the cornerstone of Ontario's manufacturing sector and energy grid for decades to come. So to Danny's and the NextStar team, thank you for putting your faith in the people of Windsor, the manufacturing industry that's here in Ontario, and in our plan to protect and grow the economy. To our local champions, MPPs Dowie, Liardi, and Jones, and to Minister Joly and her team, and to, of course, Premier Ford, the best deal closer you're ever going to find. It's because of all of your dedication, the confidence in Ontario's future, that we continue translating missions into milestones. So please join me now in welcoming Unifor President Lana Payne to the stage. Lana?
Good afternoon, everyone, and what a pleasure it is to be here with all of you. Never, ever let it be said that we cannot build big things in this country because this facility is a testament to that. I want to first thank Danius and his, obviously the CEO here at NextStar, Premier Ford, Minister Joly, Minister Fedeli, Korean Minister Kim, as well as LG CEO David Kim, who I had the opportunity and pleasure to meet this morning, and Mayor Dilkens, and everybody who's gathered here today. I want to especially recognize the workers here at this facility who make all this and help make all this incredible work possible. Members of Unifor Local 444, including our plant chair who's joined me this morning, Rob Kennedy, as well as members from the local here, our Secretary Treasurer at 444, Manny Cardoso, and our first Vice President, Mike Stevenson. As you probably know, our union is in a lot of sectors. We represent over 320,000 workers across this country, pretty much every major part of the economy. Manufacturing, of course, to energy, forestry, mining, healthcare, education, telecommunications, aerospace, you name it, we're there. That's why Premier Ford and I spent a lot of time together. We represent about 40,000 people who work in Canada's auto sector as well, and very proud to do so. An industry that is constantly evolving and changing, including toward electrification. NextStar and its 800 plus Unifor members is a product of that change. And what an incredible success story this facility is. No matter the challenge that you faced, you raised and rose above it. Unifor has begun what we hope is a long and productive collective bargaining relationship with NextStar Energy. We started that in July when our members got their first collective agreement, marking a historic milestone for workers at Canada's largest and first large-scale battery cell manufacturing facility. As you probably all know, contract talks can be challenging, even at the best of times. Success depends on a number of key things: trust, open and honest communication, and mutual respect. And I'm very pleased to say that both parties, who are new to each other, have demonstrated a shared desire to do what's best for this incredible facility, for our members, and for the workers here. And I want to thank Denis and his team for their leadership in this regard. Yes. Especially when you consider the current context of what we are all dealing with right now in Canada. Many people are facing uncertainty. So to have this kind of a day is incredibly important and uplifting. Let me tell you, it's great to see what's been accomplished here, where you continue to grow, to thrive, and to provide good Canadian union jobs. And I want to credit you for your leadership, your calm and consistent voice during these turbulent times, and to thank you for your unwavering commitment to this facility, to Canadian production, and to jobs and this community, something we need all corporate leaders to aspire to. There has never been a better time to support Canada's manufacturing base. We commend LG Energy and NextStar for their versatility in pivoting to maintain production in a changing marketplace, and for your ongoing commitment to Canadian workers. Our members are proud of what they do here. Very, very proud. Proud of the part that they are playing to build this great country with the things that they do every single day. So on behalf of our members, thank you for your commitment to Canada. Thank you for your commitment to this community and to Canadian workers, and for the opportunity to be here today. Now it's my very deep pleasure to introduce Federal Industry Minister Mélanie Joly, a very good friend.
Thank you, Lana. It's like a gathering of one big family today. So it's good to see all of you, of course, Premier, Vic, Lana, Drew, Denis, Minister Kim. Thank you. I hope you're not too jet lagged. It's great to have the Korean government represented here. And also from LG Canada, Mr. Kim as well. Thank you all. Ça me fait vraiment plaisir d'être ici à Windsor. Ça fait quelques années que je suis venue et là, je trouve que je reviens pour des bonnes nouvelles. And so we're living now, and we know, in a much more complex and dangerous world. And we saw even what happened over the weekend. And that brings a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unpredictability, and a lot of turbulence on the markets. And we know that the global economy is changing and changing fast, and supply chains are being redefined. And we know also people in understand this and feel this. And so lots of things we can't control in the world. In 2020, action. In 2026, plan contrôler. Et donc, en 2026, on a un plan et on le met en place. And so, Canadians are very proud people, and we're very resourceful. And when things are tough, we roll up our sleeves and we get to work. And so, we believe in our 500,000 auto workers, and we also think that we can create even more jobs for our auto workers. That's why we came up with a new auto strategy and a new defense industrial strategy, because both are aimed at protecting and creating jobs in advanced manufacturing and, of course, in cities like here in Windsor. Because we know that this is important, these strategies are important for people in Windsor, for people that Drew represents, but also for their families and the entire community. Our auto strategy is based on the fact that we have the best auto workers in the world. I know, Minister Kim, you're representing Korea, but we think we have the best auto workers in the world. And we know we can build the best cars in the world for the world. And the Dodge Charger recently won the best car in North America. We will do the work when it comes to the revision of the CUSMA. But we think also our auto strategy needed to be anchored in supporting made in Canada products and also electrification, because we know that's where the capital is going in the world. And we will use our defense procurement to attract investments from Korea, from Germany, and also from China. So on the defense front also, we just announced a week ago our first defense industrial strategy. We think that we can create 125,000 new jobs by empowering a new defense sector. And a lot of the jobs will be here because there will be linked to auto, to advanced manufacturing, to aerospace, tech, etc. And we will use our defense investments, which will be up to $500 billion by 2035, to make sure we have an economic stimulus for our advanced manufacturing sectors. And all that will be supported by our Buy Canada plant. Asserting control plant dollar investment that confidence in 2,500 people. And I know that there's been lots happening in Ontario this week. PDAC was happening as well. It went extremely well. Lots of investments in critical minerals. And so for too long, we know that Canada has been extracting resources without necessarily always being able to capture the value of transformation. Well, we're changing that. Because let's be clear, the countries that will build batteries for cars and energy storage will define the 21st century economy. And so LG is choosing Canada for its workers, for a stable country, for the fact that we are trustworthy, and for advanced clean energy. And so we want to continue to, we believe in this partnership. We believe in the partnership with Korea. Thank you for making the trip, Minister Kim. I know we'll have an important conversation afterwards, but it is really, really great that we can work together, and we want Canada to be a trusted partner with Korea. And so we can do a lot of things together. LG, it was great to see you in Ottawa, in Korea, and also here, of course. And thank you to Ontario. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Vic. I know that you've worked for years on this. I'm here on the stage and ripping just basically all the benefits of the work and of the work of my colleague beforehand, Mr. Champagne. But I just wanted to say that we're very, very proud, and we wanted to be here, because ultimately the future is being built here in Windsor by Canadians for Canadians. And this is a prime example of building Canada strong. Thank you so much. Merci. And it is my pleasure to introduce my counterpart, the Korean Minister of Trade, of Industry and Resources, Minister Kim. Thank you.
And thank you, Honorable Mélanie Joly and Premier Doug Ford, and distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the government of Korea, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to this meaningful occasion celebrating the grand opening of NextStar Energy. Today marks a historic milestone for Canada's battery industry and a testament to the partnership between Korea and Canada. My sincere appreciation goes to the government of Canada, especially Mélanie Joly, and to the province of Ontario, and all the esteemed guests and partners for their strong support. Our friendship between Korea and Canada was made in difficult times. In 1950, when Korea faced war and uncertainty, Canada stood with us. 26,791 Canadians served. 516 gave their lives. Ontario sent one of the largest numbers of soldiers. Many families in this province will carry that history with pride. The people of Korea do not forget. We remember the courage, we remember the sacrifice, and we remain deeply grateful. Today, we gather not a time of war, but in a time of turbulence and uncertainty. Yet, the spirit of partnership remains the same. Ladies and gentlemen, the global EV market is adjusting. The demand has slowed. Investment plans have changed. NextStar Energy also faced uncertainty when their joint venture partner withdrew. At that important moment, LG Energy Solution made a clear choice. LG chose to stay in Ontario, Canada. LG chose to protect jobs. LG chose to honor its commitment. That decision deserves the recognition. By taking full ownership, LG showed confidence in Canada, confidence in Ontario's skilled workers and the community, confidence in the Canadian government that has been continuously supporting its business. This is not a short-term thinking for just benefit. This is a long-term partnership that Canada showed to Korea a long time ago. The shift to energy storage system is very strategic. ESS will support a stable power supply. However, its market is now in too early stage. It will support the resilience for the future while it's still far away to go there. This plant is not only about batteries. It is about workers. It is about families. It is about opportunities that all of us are eager to take. In today's world, economic strength and national resilience go together. Stable supply chains matter, reliable energy matters, advanced industry matters. Canada and Korea share the same value. We believe in market economy and democracy. We believe in innovation. We believe in trusted partners. When trusted partners work together in clean energy, critical minerals, advanced manufacturing, maritime industries, and other stretch sectors, we build lasting prosperity. Prosperity that creates jobs, prosperity that supports communities, prosperity that strengthens our nations. Honorable Minister and Honorable Premier and ladies and gentlemen, decades ago, Canadians crossed the Pacific to defend freedom in Korea. Today, we crossed the same ocean with investment, technology, and partnership. From shared sacrifice to shared innovation to shared prosperity, our journey continues. And now, allow me to close with this thought. The freedom that we defended together in the past gives us the chance to build together today. If we continue to act with trust, if we continue to invest with confidence, if we invest to stand side by side, there's no limit to what Canada and Korea can achieve together. The government of Korea is fully committed to deepening this long-term partnership with Korea. Let us move forward with confidence in our shared future. Congratulations to NextStar Energy of LG Energy Solution. Congratulations to the people of Ontario and Canada on this important milestone. And let us grow together as allies and as friends. Thank you very much. Now, let me introduce our global world-class famous business leader, David Kim, the CEO of the LG Energy Solution.
Thank you, Minister Kim. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm proud to stand with you today as we celebrate this important milestone for NextStar Energy. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to Minister Mélanie Joly, Premier Doug Ford, Minister Vic Federley, and Minister Jong-Kwang Kim for joining us. He just came from Singapore. I also thank our government partners and community leaders. Your trust and collaboration made this achievement possible. Today is about progress, resilience, innovation, and confidence in our shared future. When LG Energy Solution decided to become the sole owner of NextStar Energy, we did so with absolute confidence in this facility, in this exceptional team, and in Canada. As Canada's first large-scale battery manufacturing facility, NextStar Energy will play a critical role in powering the nation's next chapter of electrification. The future of EV and ESS growth for the global community will be built here, and NextStar Energy will stand at the center of that progress. Together, through a strong partnership with the government, we will ensure that batteries made in Canada are supported and prioritized here at home. When we invested in Canadian production, we invest in Canada's future. To our employees, this milestone exists because of you. Your dedication built it. Your expertise will define what comes next. Thank you for your hard work and congratulations.
All right, sales team, eat lunch. Let's go.
Greg, why are you eating so fast?
No time, got sales calls to summarize.
Please welcome Premier Doug Ford to the stage.
Well, first of all, David, thank you. Thank you for having confidence in Ontario and in Canada. Minister Kim as well, thank you. Kamsahamnida, annyeonghaseyo. And I have to learn a little more Korean, but I'm learning slowly but surely. You know, it's wonderful to be back here in Windsor, Essex, and Mayor, my champion. You know, he's a business-minded mayor. He's one of 2 or 3 out of 444 that delivered a 0% tax increase. He's a prudent fiscal manager, a business mind, and a very good friend of mine. So thank you, Mayor, for everything you've done. And Daniels, thank you. I remember meeting you the first day when we came here, and look what you've created. You've created something incredible. I've been on thousands of tours of facilities, even before I got into politics many years ago, all through the US and Canada. Folks, I can tell you, I've never seen a slicker, more high-tech operation ever. And a message to anyone who wants to open an energy storage facility here, you're going to one place. You're going to NextStar. That's it. No other place. You're going here because we put legislation in. We put legislation that you have to buy Ontario or you have to buy Canada. Now, my champion, Mélanie Joly, we get along very, very well. She is my champion. Super, super smart, super, super charming, and just an incredible person. Anytime she needs something, she just twists my arm and I give up right away. So Melanie, thank you for your leadership. And people don't realize how many miles, not only Melanie, but my other champion, Vic Fideli, log on, just all over the world. And my local champions too, my MPPs. MPPs Dowie and Liardi, thank you for everything that you do. Trevor Jonesy, thank you. Those are our local MPPs and minister that drive the whole system right here. So now, since I haven't paid attention to my paddles, they're all over the place right now. So I'm just gonna go off the cuff. You know, folks, at the end, and I have to, Lana Payne, sorry, Lana. That's what happens when I don't have my folks in front of me. And I want to thank you. We have an incredible relationship. It's amazing when labor, when the federal government, when the provincial government and municipal governments work together, nothing can stop us, nothing at all. You know, we're seeing a lot of pressure from around the, I can't say around the world. We're seeing pressure from one guy south of the border. And everyone knows I don't see eye to eye with President Trump. As long as he targets us with tariffs, takes aims at Ontario businesses and workers in every part of our province. And we know border communities like Windsor, Essex, they're feeling the pressure. But in saying that, when there's a little bit of crisis, I see massive opportunities. Opportunities here. And as part of our government's plan to protect Ontario, we're building a province that is more competitive, more resilient, and more self-reliant, so we can stand up to tariffs, economic uncertainty, and whatever else comes our way. And how you do that? You create the climate and the conditions for companies to come here. And what I mean by that, you cut taxes. We've never, ever raised a tax. We reduced the cost of doing business by $12 billion each and every single year. Because if we don't do that, you aren't going to be competitive around the world. There's many areas around the world that companies can go to. Area that has the smartest, brightest world right here in Ontario. We're pro-business government, pro-people government, and we're cutting red tape by $1 billion. Streamlining approvals, taxes and fees low, investing in our workers. And we call it the white glove treatment, Vic and I. We'll cut through the red tape, we'll get then government bureaucracy. It drives me absolutely crazy. But if you ever need anything, anyone in this room, you call myself on my cell phone number at 647-612-3673. I have a speed line. Call 1-800, any federal issues, 1-800, call Mel Joly, and she'll take care of it. So she's quick on the draw as well. And, because of this progress, we're saving, as I said earlier, businesses $12 billion each and every single year, and 1.8 million working hours that are being reinvested into more jobs and economic growth. Our government is also doubling down on more than $223 of infrastructure, building roads and bridges and highways to get goods from point A to point B, and as well as right here in Windsor, Essex, which is the largest plan of its kind in Canadian history. We're investing, as I mentioned, in roads and highways and transit and hospitals and schools, because that's what you do. You build for the future. There's a difference between politicians that look year by year on their budgets and politicians that look 50 years down the road and 100 years down the road. And with this project, we're looking 50 to 100 years down the road. So we can create more jobs, grow Ontario's economy, and invest in the services that workers and families depend on. In Windsor, Essex, we're investing over $190 million through our municipal housing infrastructure program. We know that's important because the people that are working here, they need a home. They need to be able to afford a home. And we're there to support construction over 3,000 new homes in the community with a great collaboration of Mayor Dilkins. Work is underway to widen Highway 3 as well, which is a major corridor between Essex and Leamington, and build a new interchange connecting Highway 401 to the future of Lausanne Parkway extension. We're also building a state-of-the-art, this is a beauty, one of the most expensive builds we're doing in the country, Windsor Essex Regional Hospital, because you can't have good workers without having a healthy workforce. So we're investing in healthcare infrastructure, investment in Southwestern Ontario. More money's come down to Southwestern Ontario than ever in the history of Southwestern Ontario, and which will connect local patients' as hospital to world-class care they need when and where they need it. By cutting costs to families and businesses and creating the conditions for growth, Ontario has attracted, this is just since we've been elected, has attracted, stop yawning there, I'm not that bad, Vic. Do you know what it is? The guy's up about 3 o'clock in the morning, he never sleeps. Anyways, thanks to Vic, we have attracted more than $213 billion in new investment, million new jobs since we chased 300,000. And I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate. This plant is a game on energy storage, advanced manufacturing sector, and 1,300 good-paying jobs right here at this facility. And once it's fully operational, hopefully we'll go through that right up to 2,500 to 3,000 jobs. I just want to congratulate everyone from NextStar. I'm very grateful that you've had us by today, and we'll always be there to help you. Anything you need, you call me on my cell, and we'll take care of it absolutely immediately. I want to thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much, everyone.